Imagine you have in your hands all the money of all the budgets of all the countries in the world combined. Now, imagine it times 3. That is the amount of money in the investment game of buying and selling company shares. $73 trillion. That's 12 zeros. But you know what? We women, we gave up playing this game. We gave up being part of it. 61% of women would rather talk about their own death than talk about money. Two out of 3 would state they know little to nothing about financial products. And less than 3% of the money invested in the US is managed by women. Less than 3%. That's absurd. It becomes even more absurd when we realize that by the year 2020, more than half of the private wealth will be owned by women, which means women own the majority of the money and men will manage it. That's giving up. In so many other areas, we women have demanded to be involved, decided to be part of. Yet, in the investment world, we practically declared, this is not for us. Why are we allowing the investment world to escape this change? Why are we not jumping in? Is it because investments are male-dominated, cold, tough, with no emotions, and we are educated to stay out of it? Or because we have so many other responsibilities that we decided that we leave this for the men? Or maybe we just don't understand the impact of the investment world and the role we should play in it. In so many ways, all 3 reasons were mine till 18 years ago. I found that my pension isn't just waiting for my retirement, but is actually invested in worldwide companies. My money makes the world go around. I'm an investor. My money makes the world go around, allowing companies to run. And it's not just my money. It's your money, and your money, and your money, and your money. It's all of our money that makes the world go around. We are all investors. How many of you have ever checked in which companies he's invested in? I did, but the result was terrifying. I found out that in a construction company that my money is invested in, 3 workers fell and died due to safety negligence. I heard it in the news and it really disturbed me because I would never allow anyone to neglect safety measures in my house. And in this case, I'm backing such activities. On a TV interview about another company that my money is invested in, I found out that they employ 11-year-old girls, tie their legs to the sewing machines with no breaks, food, or water for more than 8 hours. I was disgusted. I would never allow anyone to be abused or humiliated in my home or in my community. But at the same time, I'm financing this kind of behavior? As long as I didn't know, I was fine. But once I found out that terrible things are happening with my money on my behalf in order to make me more money, I couldn't accept it. I understood that even if someone else is handling my money stays my money. And what I allow my money to do is a reflection of who I am. I am my investment. And so are you. It didn't make sense that the only way for money to grow was with something or someone to be sacrificed. Whether it's the environment, the supplies, the work of the community, there must be another way to make good money without harming anyone. I was looking for funds that will invest in companies that reflect my values as a humane person, as a woman. I was looking for funds that think holistically, considering climate change when investing in the coffee industry and its effects on the indigenous people in Brazil. I was looking for funds that have long-term vision, that will never invest in companies that pollute our land, even if they have short-term profit. I was looking for funds that will invest in companies that care about their workers. And there are such funds. They are called responsible investments. Responsible investments are investment that integrates environmental and social issues into the decision-making process, ensuring that no one is being sacrificed. And responsible investment are not just more moral, they are also more profitable. Deutsche Asset Management examined all the research that has been done in the last 45 years and found out that 92% of the research shows that it's or as profitable or more profitable. So, with this discovery, I decided to make it my own personal crusade to bring responsible investment to Israel. I met countless numbers of investment managers, knocking on every door possible, trying my hardest to convince them to adopt responsible investments. But one meeting I remember especially. It was with the most senior investment managers in Israel. I knew that could be the turning point I was looking for, because if I can convince some of them to adopt responsible investment, that would be the breakthrough I was waiting for. I prepared myself well for this meeting. I'm walking into the meeting room. In front of me, I see all men sitting around the table comfortably. I explained to them why responsible investments are truly profitable, why they're betting for managing risks, and why $22 trillion are managed that way. Throughout the presentation, I see doubts on their faces. They argue, that can't be right. Research must be wrong, and no one is interested. I'm feeling that I'm losing the battle, and time is running out. So toward the end, I say to them, you know what's exciting about your work and what you do? You have in your hand the power to change the world for the better. One of them says, I'm not interested. The other says, I don't care, but I recycle at home. Frustrated, I leave this meeting room, trying to understand what went wrong. Was it my argument? Was it my delivery? For weeks after, I was mad and disappointed of myself that I spoiled this opportunity. But then it hit me. They are trapped in their old conceptions. They are trapped in the old masculine, traditional conception, the old system. As far as they were concerned, there's nothing wrong with how they invest. And if it isn't broken, why fix it? But there is something wrong. The old system is killing our world, is abusing people, and is becoming less profitable. We must start fixing it. We must stop giving up. We must bring more women into the investment teams, and we must change our mindset, because we need to think more holistically, long-term, and with more care. Because responsible investment are not about how women invest or how men invest. It's about how human invests. So after years of being a crusader, a year ago, I decided to stop. Stop knocking on doors, trying to convince others to change, and stop waiting for the old system to wake up. Instead, I decided to lead. Gathered around me a handful of investors that shared my values and my frustration. And together, we created our own responsible investment fund. The first responsible investment fund in Israel, led by a woman. A fund that invests only in companies that we can trust. And what about you? Get involved. Decide what world you want your money to create. It doesn't matter if it's about your small saving, your pension fund, or you have a large investment fund. Get involved. Pick up the phone and ask your investment manager 3 questions. 1, in which companies am I invested in, and what do they do? 2, how many women are in the investment team that manages my money? And 3, do you integrate responsible investment in managing my money? Don't let them persuade you that you're looking after profit, because you can have them both. And don't let them convince you that it can't be done. If you're not happy with the answers you get, insist. And if that doesn't change, I'm sure there are so many other investment managers that will be happy to invest your money more responsibly. So remember, you are all investors, and every one of you can make a difference. Be sure your money reflects who you are.